Hey everyone, it's Kim. I wanted to take just a few minutes to have a little discussion with you guys because after reviewing my EDC and my Get Home bag, I realized that I have a lot of holes in there that I need to repair. So I started perusing some of my favorite channels and going over what are known as the 10 C's, 10 C's as in the letter C as in cat of survivability, 10 C's to survive if you need to, okay? After I went through that list of 10, I realized personally I don't think 10 C's are enough. I believe there's at least 5 additions that need to be added onto that list. So maybe the definition needs to be changed to the 15 C's of survivor. But anyway, I'll discuss those in a few minutes. So anyway, number 1 of the 10 C's is cutting. That includes your pocket knife, as I need to add a fixed blade knife and possibly a saw, depending on your situation. I have a little saw. It's very inadequate, so that's another upgrade I know I need to do. Number 2 is combustion. Combustion is having a lighter, matches. Do you have a ferro rod? Do you have a Fresnel lens? Do you have proper tinder? Whatever you need to make a fire in the event that it's cold and you need to warm your body. You need to maybe signal for help, or you need to boil water so that you don't dehydrate before you can make it back home. Okay, so cutting, combustion. Number 3 is cordage. Cordage is not just, in my opinion, the paracord. For me, and it's going to depend on your situation, okay? For me, the most likely scenario for me is in the wintertime, I'm going to get stuck in a ditch somewhere. So do I have a way, if somebody were to find me, to get me out of that ditch? I do not. I need to add a tow rope. That's part of my cordage to my car. So that hopefully, maybe I'm not stuck too bad that I can get out of the car. I also need to add a little shovel and some cat litter for the winter, which I usually carry. I don't right now, but it needs to be there. I need to get that tow rope, okay? Number 4 is container. Your container to carry water. To me, it's also the container that you need to carry all of the supplies that you have. I have a backpack, I have a little kind of purse thing, I have a box. If I had to walk any decent miles, can I carry the essentials? I might not be able to carry everything, but can I carry my essentials in, say, that little backpack and whatever I have? So you need what you can carry. And that also, to me, means your cook kit. I need to carry food, I need to cook food, whatever. So container is your pack, water bottle, some way to make clean water, whether that be a water purification device, water purification tablets. I mean, there's always boil water, but, you might not be in a situation where you could start a fire, and do that. So, got to check on those containers. Now, candling is your flashlight. I want to add, I use one at home all the time, and it's my preferred, other than a flashlight, my preferred is a headlamp. So I want to add a headlamp into my car. If I had to change my tire, which I do know how to do, by the way, if I had to change my tire, I don't want to have to lay a flashlight on the ground or stick it between my teeth. I could put my headlamp on. I could see what I'm doing. Have to make sure you have spare batteries. As I learned, my little flashlight was half dead out in my car. Take some extra batteries with you. It may also, for candling, in my case, because I travel the roads a lot, would be road flares, some type of a signaling device if I'm down in a ditch and I need, maybe I'm stuck in my car, I could flash a mirror or something to get somebody's attention. Some flags if I need to mark where I'm going so people can find me. So you need some type of, to me, that's all part of my candling device, okay? Number 6 is compass and map. Now, as this goes on, I'm actually going to be relearning a lot of things that I knew very well at one time, but you know what? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have not picked up a compass in over 25 years. I know how to read a basic road map, but I'm the kind that has to flip it the direction you're going. Never learned how to read it upside down. Maybe I just don't have it in my right brain, left brain, whatever brain, you know. But I can read it if I flip it the direction I'm going. I used to be able to read a chart for a boat really well. My husband and I, you know, many years ago, we were out on Lake St. Clair. We lost our communications. We lost our navigation. We were, you know, we didn't know where we were at the time. We were trying to kind of feel our way back home. We were lost in a storm. So, you know, if I'm out on the water again, especially, you know, out on a large body of water, I need to review my charting, reading my chart. But for me, I need to practice, again, using that compass. Okay? Number 7 is cover. Cover is things like a poncho. In my opinion, an umbrella is not always enough. You should have a poncho with you at all times. It could be 90 degrees in Michigan. When I leave home, if I'm walking out on the road, I could have a major downpour, and as that storm blows through, it could drop 30 degrees in minutes. And I'm going to be soaking wet. I'm going to be miserable cold. I'm going to be wet. Even if I could start a fire, I'm probably not going to warm up very well. So in addition to an umbrella, just get one of those little disposable ponchos. Even if you only had a large trash bag that you could, you know, cut a little face slit in and, you know, peek out so that you could stay dry. You got to have something to keep you dry if you have to be outside. Even if I'm changing a tire and it's raining, you know, I want to be covered. That includes a tarp. Again, if it's winter time or it's muddy out and I have to change my tire, I want to make sure I could throw a tarp on the ground. If I get stuck somewhere overnight, I want something covering me. I can make a little tent out of it, make a hammock out of it, whatever. So you need to have a tarp, which I usually have one in my car. I took it out and it needs to get back in my car. I added some blankets to my car. Again, if I get stuck in the snow or it's cold out, I have some blankets in my car, so that's part of my cover. Part of my cover includes a hat, and which is normally what people call number 9 is cotton, as in cotton bandana. That's part of my cover. It's just a given that it should be with you. So those are the first 8 on the list that everybody usually has. Number 9 and 10, I believe, leads a little interpretation. Instead of cotton bandana, I say clothing. Do I have proper clothing on what I'm wearing today? Or do I have proper clothing with me in case I were to break down? Okay, so part of my clothing is at least a change of socks. Because if your feet get wet and, you know, they'll start rubbing, you'll be cold. If I'm not wearing proper footwear, I wear sandals a lot. Do I have that with me so that I could put proper footwear on if I need to walk? Even if I need to walk 2 or 3 miles to a gas station, I don't want to do it in sandals, so I could put on a pair of tennis shoes or whatever. Part of that clothing includes a change of underclothes for me because, you know, I get stuck when I used to work in the city 100 miles from here. I get stuck overnight at one of my kids' house. I don't want to have to wear the same underclothes for 2 days in a row. Maybe I'm only spending the night, but, you know, I would at least like to have a change of underclothes. Let's just leave it at that, okay? For me, it's just a given. Do I have a proper coat? Proper pants? Do I have a change of pants? Maybe, you know, wicking shirt if I'm sweating really bad. If it's 90 degrees out, I might want to change my shirt because, again, once you stop walking, you're going to get really cold. So, you know, clothing includes for me the socks, the underclothes, maybe just a shirt, change of pants, a proper hat, proper coat if it's cold. Of course, if it's really cold out, it includes, you know, mittens and, a scarf and things like that. So I take cotton bandana and I change that to clothing. And that cotton bandana is part of that clothing. Number 10 is normally what they call canvas needle. In case you need to do a repair, you have your cordage or, I think I forgot cargo tape, by the way. Cargo tape is your Gorilla Tape, your duct tape. That's number 8. You can use the Gorilla Tape. You can fold it and sew with it. But I change canvas needle, to Care Kit. Okay, Care is my number 10. That means a first aid kit. I always have some type of first aid kit with me. It's sometimes very basic, just a couple of bandages, something to clean a wound, maybe some hand sanitizer, whatever. But instead of canvas needle, I believe we need a Care Kit, which includes your sewing kit, with where your canvas needle belongs. Okay, a sewing kit, I rip the seat out of my pants. I can do a quick whip stitch. I gash myself really bad, and I unfortunately need to sew my skin together, which I would rather use, which I keep in my first aid kit, is super glue. But I rip my shoe really bad. I have my my cargo tape. I can duct tape my shoe together, or my boots, or whatever. But number 10 to me is a Care Kit, which includes your first aid kit, your sewing kit, and if you're thinking you're going to be out for more than a day or two, you might want to have a fishing kit in there as well. So those are all part of my care kits, first aid, sewing, and fishing. Now, if I'm walking home from the city on my normal route, I don't think there's anywhere I'm going to use a fishing kit, but you never know. So it's good to have that, and that's being added into my bag as well. Okay, so those are the basic 10 C's: cutting, combustion, cordage, container, candling, compass, cover, cargo tape, clothing, and care kit. That's the top 10. I believe there's 5 more that need to be added to this. So yes, everybody knows the 10 C's. I think there's 5 more that should absolutely be in that kit, or part of your survival skill set. Is number 11, or let's call it +1, is communication. Communication. I'm driving 90 or 100 miles home. They know when I leave. Do people on the other end know when I'm supposed to get home? If I leave at 9 o'clock at night, I should be home by 11. If I'm not home by 11, the people on that end need to know within an hour that there's something wrong, and if I haven't called them, I haven't texted them, I have not communicated with them to tell them I'm going to be late, they need to come start looking for me, or have somebody come looking for me. Because I live in an area, there is very little cell phone service. It's very spotty. Sometimes we don't have cell phone service at all for days at a time, so that there's a very good possibility that I'm in an area that does not have cell phone or text service, so I cannot tell people that I'm missing, okay? Not just where, when, and when you plan to get back, but I carry my phone, you might need it, and my charger. I have an old GPS in my car that might help me get around certain things, but it has the walking feature on it, okay? But that includes things like a whistle. If I'm, our ditches here can be 10 feet deep. And we've had many people that think they're pulling off to the side of the road to, for an emergency, and they end up in the ditch. They could be full. You won't even know in some areas that when the wind blows, that those ditches look like they're level with the road. And those cars could go down in a ditch. It happens 2 or 3 times every single winter since I've been up here. Do I have a whistle? I might want to put a glow stick on a string and be waving it out the window if I can't get out. Do I have a mirror as a signal device? Whatever. That also, for me, in case of breakdown, includes road flares, a warning device if I'm on a curve. I don't want somebody smashing in the back of my car. Some flags, yellow, orange, red. If I have to, I have those TheraBands in my car. I can cut those into pieces. I can tie pieces along where I'm going. I can leave a note every so often saying, follow the red flags, you'll find me. Something like that. So communication is really important. I believe that needs to be part of everybody's survival kit. Okay. Number 12 or plus 2 is, for me, comfort. Comfort is very important. I am very fair. My skin is very white. I do not tan very well. I go from white to red to white to red. I burn, burn, burn. I've had sun poisoning before. I don't ever want to go through that again. So part of my comfort kit is suntan lotion. I make sure I have some high degree of suntan lotion, 30 or 50, block, whatever, UV block or whatever it is. I want to make sure I have suntan lotion with me because, if I'm walking out there and it's 90 degrees and it's pure sun in some areas, I'm going to be really miserable in a very short time. Another thing that I like to keep with me, I made sure it got back in my car, but is mosquito or bug repellent. I'm not joking. If there were 10,000 people and I was dead center, if there's one horsefly or one mosquito, I'm getting chewed to death because bugs absolutely, without doubt, will seek me out to bite me. So I want to keep some kind of mosquito repellent. Next time I get to the store, I'm going to pick up some mosquito repellent wipes so that I can, I've done this before and it works very well. You can wipe on your clothes, you can wipe around your ankles, short sleeves, your arms. I can go around my neck. I could take that wipe, I can hang it from a hair tie or, my headband, whatever. I could stick that wipe in there and it keeps them away from my face pretty good. It works pretty good. So, it's not a one-time throw it away. I can carry it on me, until it dries up. And even then it helps a little bit. So that's part of my comfort kit. I'm going to look at getting a mosquito net that I can at least, if I'm wearing a hat, I could throw a mosquito net over my head, maybe cover me down to my shoulders at least. I'd like to cover my whole body like a bubble wrap, but that ain't going to work. So, I'm going to get like a mosquito net. If I have to spend the night, I'd like to have a mosquito net that I could set up on a ridge line and sleep under it, so maybe I won't get eaten so bad. Toilet paper. A lot of people don't think about it, but, as a woman, I don't want to have to grab leaves, to clean myself just after I go to the bathroom, even if I only go number one. I'd like to have some toilet paper or some Kleenex, tissues, or some type of wipe that, I can clean myself. Or if I'm super, super sweaty, I'd like some way to clean myself. So, toilet paper, wet wipes, baby wipes, whatever. And those baby wipes or wet wipes come in handy for your hands. If I get really dirty and I get something in my eye, I don't want to be touching near my face with God knows what on my hands. Give myself an eye infection, or if I have a wound, I'm going to need to clean it. So something to clean with, maybe a small bar of soap. If you're carrying water, if you get a deep wound, you want to wash it extremely well with soap and water. So, you get the little ones from the hotels all the time, or you get small bottles. Even a small bottle of shampoo will work. You can use that to, wash with. If I'm going to be out for a length of time, I want to make sure that I have, I'm older. I don't want to have to sit on the ground. And I was watching one of the channels I enjoy, I think it was Corporal's Corner, where it's just a triangle of fabric and it has like a pocket in each corner. You can make a simple tripod out of 3 sticks, you lash them together, and now you have a chair. So, if it's cold, I don't want to have to sit on the ground. If it's wet, I don't want to have to sit on the ground. My old body don't want to sit on the ground. So, I'm going to look at getting one of those little things that I can make a chair. Yeah, those big chairs that everybody lugs around. I don't think I'm going to carry it 30 miles. But, if I'm stuck on the side of the road, I can either sit in my car. If my car was on fire, that would be bad. I could maybe sit in a chair on the side of the road if I can get out of my trunk in time. But whatever, I want to have a chair. And personally, I don't want to have to sleep on the ground all the time because, again, I'm old and my body hurts a lot. I would like to get a hammock if I have to spend any time outside. And, know how to use it properly, or at least be able to set my tarp up as a hammock with maybe a way that a rain fly can come over it, so that I could sit in it, I can lay in it. If I need to get a couple hours sleep, I'm not laying on the ground, waking up really stiff with my bad arthritis. So number 13 to me is comfort. And, comfort means different to everybody, so you have to decide what it means to you. Okay. Oh, that was number 12. I'm sorry. Number 13 is consumption. Okay. Consumption is food. If I'm, in my emergency kit, my EDC, my get home bag, it's going to be simple. I don't want to have to stop for 20 minutes, boil water, make a packet of food. It's going to be granola bars, protein bars, maybe some cheese and crackers, or tuna fish or whatever that you could just open and eat. But more importantly, I need to get some type of electrolyte powder in there. Again, it's 90 degrees. Even if I'm only walking 3 miles to the gas station, I might need those electrolytes. It gets horrendously humid in Michigan. 100% humidity, just under the level of rain, 95 degrees. I'm not even going to make a mile before I'm sweating to death. So electrolyte powder is going to be extremely important to have in my bag. Okay, so 13 for me is consumption. That's some type of food. Obviously, if I'm going to be out there, if I have to bug out because, there's huge civil unrest and I need to grab everything and go, I'm going to need different kinds of food. But just to, make it home or to the next store or next town, whatever, just something to get me some energy. The honey packets makes the water taste a little better, that. Number 14, a lot of people don't think about, is good old-fashioned cash. So how many times do you go to the store, you slide the card, you slide the card, you slide the card? You have $3 in my pocket. Might even not even have that. If I went to the thrift store, I might have spent it. So, I should be carrying a lot more cash. I'm going to, make sure I have a certain amount on me. And that number is going to depend on your situation. So, do you carry $20? Because you've run out of gas, you need to walk to a gas station. Which I need to do is add a little gas can in my car. Now I have to buy a gas can because I didn't put one in there. Got to buy a gas can, got to buy gas, got to get back to my car. Or something happened, SHTF happened, and I'm halfway from the city to home. I got 40 miles to go. Maybe I can hire somebody to drive me home. I can spend the night somewhere, maybe a hotel, motel. Maybe I just want to stop because it's going to take me 3 days to walk home, buy more food, and get a decent meal somewhere on the way home. We had years ago, the entire East Coast grid went down. Nobody was using cards. It was good old-fashioned cash or nothing. So, we don't know if we're going to head back there again. So cash, some way to pay for what you need. Barter, little bottles of alcohol, packs of cigarettes. I don't smoke, but, a pack of cigarette or maybe a little bottle of alcohol, I can trade somebody for something that I need if it hits the fan. To me, number 15 should be everybody's absolute number 1, and that is confidence. Confidence in your abilities to use all of these things we're carrying. I already told you I know some holes. I'm not good with the compass anymore. My knots are very rusty. Do I know how to use my mini Sawyer? You know what? I've never practiced with it. I'm good at reading directions, but I need to practice with that to make sure it's actually working properly before I need it, and that under stress, I don't have to fiddle with directions and try to figure it out. I've done it a few times, okay? Am I confident to string a ridge line to make a shelter? Am I confident at my fire starting abilities? I can do this with a Bic. Am I confident with the ferro rod? I've never used a bow drill. It might be something to, play with and practice with. It's not going to be on my top, but Number one is, do you have the confidence to get yourself home, get to a point of safety, use these things that you have? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be practicing all of these things. I'm going to be practicing all these skills. Once I know what I'm doing, once I feel confident, I'll show you where I start and where I end, if that's what you want to know. I know I need to work on my confidence in some of these skills. Once again, reading a compass, that could literally save my life. And it might come back to me quicker than somebody who's never done it, but I have not touched it since my children were very young. And I used to do, Cub Scouts, Webelos, Boy Scouts. I trained the kids how to use them, but I haven't touched them in a lot of years. So, maybe learning how to read a map without having to flip it upside down to go in the direction you're going. I haven't touched a topographical map in a long time. I know how to use it basically, but, it's a little rusty up there. Let's face it, it's a lot rusty up there. But, so those are my top 15 things that I believe we should all do. And I'm going to give you one bonus. That's carry. If you feel you want to carry a weapon, whether it be concealed or not, you need to get proper training. You need to be confident in the use of that. I'm confident in the use of a shotgun. We got a lot of vermin here. The shotgun could take out anything that if I'm close enough, and I'm not usually more than, maybe 50 yards away. I'm pretty confident with a 22 rifle. I can hit a target pretty decent, and I'm confident with my little 22 handgun. You get above that, I'm not so confident. But one of the things I want to learn is what I want is my CCW. It was going to happen before, the lockdown in Michigan. We had classes scheduled and all that, but they had to cancel the classes. Another one thing that I want to get good at is my basic ham radio operator. So, these are skills that I want to upgrade, and hopefully over the winter time, I will be able to do these things because I have more time to do that. But anyway, I believe we need to have your 10 C's plus 5, maybe plus 6. What do you think? Did I cover them all? Did I miss anything? Do you agree with my additional 5? Do you think that's all, fluff and foo-foo? Give me your opinion. I'd like to know. If you sat through all of this, I appreciate you being here. I really, really do. If you're new to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell, because as I learn these new skills, I hope that if you don't have them, that you learn them with me. Or if you already know them, that you could tell me if I'm doing them correctly, or if you have hints and clues on how to do them. I would very much appreciate it. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here today, and have a wonderful day, everybody.